So, really quickly, rejecting Horus is rejecting God. Look at the spectrum. This is the day of no longer Horus the Pharaoh in terms of ruling over people in this world, but Horus the martyr, because everyone is in the spirit of Judas, Satan, and the children of the devil. It also goes back to RNA gene expression. When the man is looking at the female being like, she's a bitch, he's actually looking in the mirror at a more female version of himself. When the man is looking at the female saying, what a bitch, right? Going back to the video before this, part 1, where I said, the most evil thing someone can do is not obey the last valid top martial arts. Why aren't you doing it? Because you don't have the moral courage. It's moral and it's courage to obey the last valid top martial art. That's a bitch move. She's just more of a bitch, perhaps, because how she's expressing that bitch. How stupid it is to argue about, a bunch of bitches to argue amongst themselves who's more of a bitch. The only way not to be a bitch is to obey the spirit of righteousness, to have the moral courage, to have the moral bravery, to obey God. Everything else is stupid. Right? Look, I went skydiving without a parachute. That's not courage. That's stupidity. The only true courage is moral courage. And if you don't have true courage, you're a bitch. You're a coward. And it's also stupid when you live in a world where the terms of existence are so pathetic. You must be this emasculated bitch who's being made more of a female with the substances in the air, the substances in the food, okay? Your mental diet. I'm going to learn how to be a bitch. Hi, guys. Dressed like a superhero or something in all tights and shit. Your butt all jiggling. Your butt is jiggling more than a hot chick who's jogging down the road. Okay? It's a bitch move. Tight jeans. Okay? Bitch shit. Listening to a bunch of gender-neutral scientists with all due respect. Bitch shit. That's a bitch move. Letting a bunch of Greco-Roman pedophiles define your culture. You have a bitch's pecking order and you're a part of it. You're in a bitch's energy, a bitch's culture. You're in a bitch nation and you're conforming to one of the cultures that's allowed. That's a bitch move. Why don't you see? Again, when the male is looking in the mirror, when you're looking at the female and saying, you're a bitch for rejecting this guy. You're a bitch for not having a moral scale, for being a gold digger. You're a gold digging whore. You're a bitch. You're a bitch for not letting me hit and downplaying the harm that your pussy power is doing to me and other men and leading me on and teasing me. It starts with her doing that times infinity to the top martial artist who God wants to convey, to bring in his spirit, in his child, the next Pharaoh, in a worthy, healthy vessel. She's a bitch for shunning him first and foremost. And you're a bitch for not obeying him and making her obey. And not making her obey. You're a bitch for not obeying him and not making her obey him. You should be grabbing your daughters by the neck and saying, you will obey him. That's how you should be raising them if they show signs that they don't want to obey. You should spank them with a fucking belt. Saying, look, you seem like you're going to be the type of gold-digging whore that I see so often. Smack, smack, smack. You will not grow up to be a hero-shunning bitch. Do you hear me? Do you understand, young woman? How the fuck you should be raising these Carlets? What the fuck you think you should be raising? All right. Yeah, let's calm down a little bit. Take a few breaths. Okay. I'm sure you understand why I had to be said that way. All right. When should we expect the decent person to choose death or say no deal or not put their children's complicit life first? What was it? Patrick Henry, right? Give me liberty, right? He's basically saying give him satanic Masonic liberty. Give him pedophile Greek conceptions of liberty, right? Ship, liberty, birth, controlling reproduction. He's saying give him the satanic eugenic control of reproduction or give him death. Whether or not that word was coined at that point or not is the scientific, racist, Western lead of society. A bunch of slave owners saying, give me liberty or give me death. All men are equal, right? How could they possibly mean that? Well, it's wordplay. They wanted the satanic, deceitful direction of society. They want to trick women in bed. They said, let us trick women to bed where we are above people who are far more morally upright than we are in this structure. Give us that, or our pussy asses don't want to live. Everyone with a wig say amen, amen, and act like a bitch with a musket that a bitch invented. Think about it. That's what they're saying. What else could they possibly be saying? They're saying give them the Hubert, Ebert, Willow Osgood, Pee Wee Herman, Magic Card, Weirdo Crowley, frat boy, bitch direction of society and the resulting and accompanying pussy-ass pecking order, or they don't want to live. That's some bitch shit. Give a fuck if they have their hand on a nuclear bomb and they say, oh, we're going to kill everybody. Then let us die. Give me the true spirit of God, not your eugenic Magic Card fraternal bitch. Fuck you. Should be every decent person's answer to that. And when we don't see that, we must know that they are stupid and evil. It's just a matter of which one are you more? Are you more stupid or are you more evil? So now let's consider the potent, it goes without saying. I just gave you the answer. Okay. This is the time when people are to not put their child first. My goodness. When it's anything but the divine order, the answer is you put God first. You say, you're not going to give me the divine order? Then I'm going to see what I can do about that. And when I rule out everything I can do about that, it's time to die with the martial art hero and not to accept this direction, this direction's unworthy. When you put your child first, you're saying that this evil rape cult society is worthy of your child. It's like saying, I got to go to work, and and instead of saying, I'm not going to go to work if I can't secure a decent babysitter for my child. Instead, you're saying this pedophile is worthy of my child because I want to go to work and I want him to grow up. No, you're better off dead. And you've accepted that pedophile rape cult direction. Now, obviously, it's more than that, and that isn't the answer. That isn't your excuse. That's the problem. That's part of the problem. You're not just accepting that pedophile's leadership, but all the evil scum, all the forms of demons, if you will, all the sin, all the thievery, all the lies, all the murder, all the blood money, all the bitch of this world. And you're saying, here, take my child and raise him in your schools. I'll homeschool him with your bitch in a way that you accept. Whoa, I'm a bitch. That's what you're saying. So what is the difference between their blood money groupie lifestyle, their trickle-down rape cult energy, their crony capitalist dick in a child's ass in the Boy Scouts and even church, symbolizing and showing you that this nation has no respect for God and no shame, no nation on the planet does? It is the potent moral martial art lifestyle, focused moral intensity, versus blood money groupie bitches saying, that shirt, that sweater he's wearing is out of style, so I'm not going to listen to him. I just saw the sweater and I blanked everything out because I'm a dumb bitch. This is the kind of bitch shit that the opposition view consists of. It's the core of the opposition view. Can you honestly say the rich bitch that is married to the nerd bitch doesn't think just that? I don't care if you invent a time machine. If you don't put the top martial artist on top, you're a bitch. You're an idiot. You're an evil, imbecile, idiot, half-wit, dumbass, fool. You're a jackass. And you're jacking little kids' asses. And you're complicit with it if for nothing else. You're a fool and a coward. Part of the problem is ethnic and race-based reasoning. When people look at the world, it becomes an ethnic and race-based barrier. They look at this thing and they say, what would a white racist person in my skin do? What would the average white yuppie do? Us yuppies in this situation. Let me ask my yuppie friend. and so on. What would a black African American person in the Western culture do? Yes. What would an African American Masonic brother do? What would a Prince Hall Mason do? That's what you're looking at it. Instead of asking yourself what is the right thing to do, whether or not you see it that way, on some level you're asking yourself, what would a bitch who doesn't do the right thing with a racial excuse do? On some level, for example, the white person is telling themselves that they are white, or a race adopting white culture, and that this evil, or a white person or another race, and that this evil act is what they should default with, right? That they should default with the evil act of disobeying the moral order. It's very simple, and it includes dating. We're trying to decide who to date, and you're a confused little girl. Okay, first of all, females need to realize they're unfocused. They don't know what they want. When people ask their mentor, they ask their friends, what do you think of this guy? The girl, you can trust me, you're too good for him, right? Because on some level, most females acknowledge they don't know what they want. They're confused. They look back at this, what was I thinking? You don't have the focused moral intensity to make a sound decision. That's why the Pharaoh has to pair things until people have been bred to default with the sound decision. This guy needs to train you to be more perceptive, insightful. That's why you're choosing scumbags and you're getting divorced all the time. That's why you're sometimes when you get raped, it's partly a lack of perception. You didn't avoid. It's like I'm fighting my martial art opponent and he slips one by me and hits me. And I go, fucking, I'm the victim. Don't blame the victim. I tell my master, don't blame it as a little kid. Don't blame the victim. No. The wise archer looks inside himself to see why he missed the mark. The wise martial artist looks inside himself to see how this guy outmaneuvered him. And if he comes up with this guy as Pharaoh, he must obey. And if the guy is Pharaoh and he doesn't obey, he is not a martial artist. So either he is, he's on the path where he's going to figure out eventually, or he's not a martial artist. If he doesn't figure out in time, he was never a martial artist. Thus, another reason, we'll call it reason 5,526, why martial arts ends with me. All right. That about covers it. There's some other stuff I can't really read my writing. Yes, indeed. Another thing that proves my point, folks,